Today we're going to shoot a 300 Blackout. And a lot of people ask, what's the big deal about a 300 Blackout? Well, I had the same question and I had to see for myself. So I built an upper from parts that I got off weekendoutdoors.com. I put it on my lower and took it out and sighted it in, and I was very surprised and impressed. One, I was surprised that the recoil is a lot less than it is with a 223. So oftentimes you actually see the bullet hit the target, which is a real plus. The bullet is twice the size of that of an average 223, which really appeals to me because when I'm hunting coyotes and there's a foot of snow on the ground and it's 0 or below, the last thing I want to do is chase one, you know, if you get a runner. So, you know, I want to knock him down and keep him there. And, you know, having a 90 to 110 grain bullet gets the job done quite well. And also, because the round is only traveling, a supersonic round is only traveling about 2,300 feet a second, that's quite a bit less than a 223 that's on average traveling 3,600 to 3,800 feet a second. So your barrel doesn't get as hot as it does with a 223. So you could shoot, you know, a whole box of shells through your gun and your barrel's only going to be lukewarm, whereas if you did that with a 223, it'd be red hot. So there is some great advantages to the 300 Blackout. And just to cover, you know, any confusions, the only difference between your 223 and the 300 Blackout is the barrel. So you use the same magazine, you use the same lower trigger, everything. The only difference is the barrel. So if you change your barrel out on your AR, everything else works and you're ready to shoot a 300 Blackout. So I've got some targets set up at 25 yards and 75 yards. We'll take those shots first. I found that zeroing my gun at 75 yards is just perfect for me. It should shoot about an inch low at 25 yards. At 75 it's 0, and 150 it's 0. We'll also try to take a 200-yard shot, and I expect the bullet's going to drop 3 or 4 inches from 150 to 200, but we'll take a few shots and see for ourselves. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. You can see at 75 yards I shot right here, and I was pretty much just right where I was aiming. And then I moved the target out to 150 yards and I shot just above it at, you know, just like a half inch away from the 75-yard shot. That's incredible. And keep in mind too that these targets are about the size of a small red fox. You know, even though it's a target of a coyote, they're just about the size of a small red fox. So, you know, if I'm shooting that tight, there's no predator. Bobcat, coyote, fox, coon, I don't care what you're shooting at, you're going to hit it. It's pretty impressive. Let's go out and take a look at the 200-yard shot. Well, here we are at the 200-yard shot. I marked the 200-yard shot here, and my 25-yard shot is right here. This was the first shot I took. I was actually aiming about an inch and a quarter higher than what it hit at 25 yards, but nonetheless, that's a dead coyote or a fox or whatever I was aiming at 25 yards. The 200-yard shot is about straight across from the 25-yard shot, but it's over about 8 inches, so there was a lot of drift. And I expect a lot of that is me. I probably pulled the shot. I only took one shot at 200 yards, and I probably pulled it. I do have a crosswind that's 12 miles an hour, and that might have had a little bit to do with it, but I think most of that is me. But the impressive thing is I was aiming just about 1.5 inches higher than where the bullet hit. So I was expecting the bullet to hit down here, maybe 3 or 4 inches lower than where I was aiming, or maybe even 6 or 7 inches. I didn't know, but it actually hit the target. It hit the animal that I was aiming at, and that's pretty impressive. Had that been over here where I was actually aiming, I would have blew his heart out, and at 200 yards. So again, keep in mind that this target is a picture of a coyote, but it's the size of a small red fox, and to be able to hit that at 200 yards, this gun's pretty much a point and shoot gun from 25 yards to 200 yards, and that's very, very impressive. So there you have it, the 300 Blackout. We shot it at 25 yards, 75 yards, 150 yards, and 200 yards. That's pretty impressive. I hunted coyotes with it last winter, and really liked the round a lot. And this year I'll be hunting deer with it, and I know a lot of guys hunt hogs with it. It's a great round. If you ever thought about getting a 300 Blackout, I highly recommend it. You're going to love it. You'll find all the accessories you'll need to turn your AR into an awesome 300 Blackout Predator rifle at weekendoutdoors.com. And for more videos and special offers, don't forget to like us on Facebook.